learn about morphology in flowering plants. The next question says, tripinnately compound leaves are found in Moringa, Hibiscus, Nerium and Calotropis. So, when we imagine all these plants, I think probably we may end up in a answer. So, if we have seen a hibiscus plant, it shows a simple leaf wherein there is a single leaves arranged on the stem. They may be either in the alternate or opposite. So, it is not a compound leaf in case of hibiscus. So, hibiscus is of course not the answer. Coming to the Nerium, here the Nerium shows a whorled phyllotaxy. It is not again a compound leaf, so this cannot be the answer. So, coming to the Calotropis, Calotropis again is not an answer because it is not a compound leaf, but however it shows a opposite decussate arrangement of phyllotaxy. So, the best answer is Moringa, which shows a tripinnately compound leaf wherein the primary rachis is differentiated into secondary and tertiary rachis. So, the appropriate answer is Moringa. The next question, a compound leaf which ends in an odd leaf is called, whether it is called as bipinnately compound leaf, unipinnately compound leaf, imparipinnately compound leaf or non-paripinnately compound leaf. So, odd leaf, a compound leaf here is or ending in an odd leaf, it is terminating in an odd leaf. So, the bipinnately compound leaf is a one which shows a wherein the primary rachis is differentiated into secondary rachis and on the secondary rachis are seen the leaflet. So, bipinnately compound leaf is not the answer for the present question. However, the option B, unipinnately compound leaf can be the answer because this is where the primary rachis either ends in an odd leaf or in a pair of leaves. But however, the question is very much specific that it should be a compound leaf which is having an odd leaf. So, though unipinnately compound leaf can be an answer, but it is not an appropriate answer for the present question. It may end in a pair of leaves or in a odd leaf. So, unipinnately is not a answer. The option 3 is imparipinnately compound. So, impari meaning there is one more option called as non-paripinnately compound options, which also resembles, which also gives the same meaning as that of an imparipinnately compound leaf, but however there is no term given as non-paripinnately compound leaf in the morphology of flowering plants. There is a term called as imparipinnately compound leaf which speaks that in a unipinnately compound leaf, the compound leaf ends in an odd leaf. So, such a compound leaf is termed to be imparipinnately compound leaf. So, why is a D option though resembling a C cannot be an answer? Because non-paripinnate is not a term used for that, but however there is a specific term used for that called as imparipinnately compound. So, hence the option D is the suitable answer for the present question. Look into the next question. It says The origin of root hairs and lateral roots is respectively exogenous and endogenous, endogenous and exogenous, both are endogenous or both are exogenous. What is the first one? Root hair and lateral roots. How are the root hairs developed? Where exactly is the position of the root hair? Hope you remember the parts of roots wherein I told you the root hairs arises from the epiblema of the zone of maturation. Epiblema is the outermost region of the cell surface or this region of the zone of maturation. So, the root hairs are exogenous. Epiblema is the outermost region. So, the root hairs are exogenous in position. However, endogenous, the lateral roots are endogenous. The lateral roots do arise from the pericycle of the roots. So, hence exogenous and endogenous are the answer is the appropriate answer and not the rest, because endogenous root hair cannot be endogenous. Endogenous is lateral roots and exogenous is the root hairs. So, both are endogenous cannot be possible and both are exogenous is also not the right answer. However, the suitable or the appropriate answer is option A. Now, let us move on to the underground stems. Underground stems can be differentiated into 4 types, mainly the rhizome, the tubers, the bulbs and the corms. Coming to the rhizomes, the best example for the rhizome includes the ginger. Rhizome is a fleshy, horizontally growing flattened structure or a succulent structure for the process of storage of food material. Apart from this, it also does the function of vegetative propagation. For example, in ginger, the underground rhizome, I told you it is a stem modification. Hence, the rhizome is differentiated into nodes and internodes. It has nodes and internodes, and it do possesses the buds, adventitious buds, which later on acts as the organs of vegetative reproduction. The nodes are covered over by the scale leaves. Hence, all these characters, the presence of nodes, internodes, scale leaves and the buds do make the ginger as a modified underground stem, and it is termed as a rhizome. So, when there is an unfavorable condition, during the unfavorable conditions, the aerial stem, the actual stem, it withers off or it dies, and this underground rhizome it perishes underneath the soil, and on the arrival of a favorable season, the adventitious bud gives rise to new shoot system. Moving on to the next form of underground modification, that is tuber. Tubers are mainly seen in case of potato. What happens in tubers is from the underground adventitious stems do develop. The adventitious stems develop from the underground portions of the nodes, and they end up in the swellings called as tubers. These tubers are again the modified stems because they do possess the nodes and internodes, and apart from that they also are covered over by the scale leaves, and they have a bud called as, it is usually termed as eye, which helps in the vegetative propagation. So, the rhizome of ginger and the potato of tuber of potato are the examples of underground stem modifications. The next underground modification includes the corm and the bulb. Corms are usually found in the Amorphophallus, and the best example for the bulb is the onion or the garlics. So, corm, coming to the corm, again they are the underground modifications of the stem, wherein the underground modification, the stem is vertically placed underneath the soil. It is fleshy, spherical, and they are covered over by the nodes and internodes having the scale leaves. Sometimes they do they do form the axillary buds which help in the vegetative propagation. The best examples are the Amorphophallus or the yam. Coming to the bulbs. Bulbs, as the name indicates, they are a bulb-like structure which are nothing but the underground modification, wherein the actual stem is actually reduced into a discoid or a disc-like structure which bears the tuft of roots or the fibrous roots underneath. Next to the roots are placed a whorl or a scale leaves which are present, one overlapping the other. Within the scale leaves are present a terminal bud which actually helps in the formation of the new plant. The emergence of new plant is in formation of scape. The scape actually is a leafless stalk which protrudes above the soil and terminates into an inflorescence. So, this is the underground modification seen in case of onion called as bulb.
ಡಿಯರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ನೀವು ದಿವಿಗೆ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಚಾನಲ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಹೇಳಿ, ಇದೇ ಥರ ನೂರಾರು ವೀಡಿಯೋಸನ್ನು ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿ.